Hi there, happy hump day and welcome to Wednesday. So today we're talking about meetings. Love them, loathe them. It's really interesting with meetings because if you think about organisational culture, there is a whole culture, an industry that sits around how meetings are held and constructed. Some of that culture is healthy and some of it is unhealthy. When I talk to executives, and also when I think back to my own time working in a corporate environment, I could easily spend my whole day back to back in meetings. Many of the executives that I talk to say the same thing. They can spend 75% or more of their day in meetings. Now, on occasions, that can be productive. It can feel like you're getting a lot of things done and making really good decisions and having great conversations. But for many people, meetings feel exhausting and feel like a total waste of time because nothing gets done. And why does nothing get done? Well, that goes back to the culture around how meetings are created. So if you think about it, for many meetings, they don't start or finish on time. There's no clear agenda. People wander in, wander out. There's no consequences if people are late or if they need to leave that meeting early. And usually they need to leave early because they're rushing to get to their next meeting. The meeting's not well chaired, and so the conversation meanders, goes off topic, doesn't reach any conclusion. And all of that means that people get to the end of the meeting frustrated, annoyed, wondering when do we need to get together again because we didn't actually deal with the issues that we needed to deal with. There's lots of funny YouTube clips that you can look at, looking at how meetings don't work. And at the moment, with many spending a lot of their time on online meetings, it's even funnier. The technology isn't working, people are having their video camera on, then they're turning it off, either because of bandwidth issues or because they don't want people to see them. And then they're not concentrating on what's being said because they're actually doing other work whilst the meeting's being held. For me, one of my bugbears was always people running late to meetings. Part of that was because my mother had drilled into me from a very, very young age that if I kept people waiting, I was assuming that my time was more valuable than theirs and that was the height of disrespect. But for other people, being late, well, that's actually just a fact of their working day because their days are so crammed in as they're trying to rush from meeting to meeting, phone call to phone call, that they literally don't have time to be on time. So think about it. What would it be like for you and for those around you if the culture around your meetings was better, if they were run more effectively? The chances are you'd actually save heaps of time during the week. You'd be more productive. You'd actually get decisions made and get things done. So it starts by thinking about not just the structure of the meetings, but the culture that sits around those meetings. What are the norms that you need to challenge in your organisation or in your team about how meetings are run? So to start, think about what are the accepted patterns of behaviour in your organisation as it comes to meetings. Are those patterns of behaviour helpful, or do they hinder you getting decisions made and hinder progress being made? What are the practices that you need to tweak, alter, shift, or totally change so that your meeting culture can be more effective? I'd start by thinking about a couple of things. Firstly, what's your standard meeting length? Is it 60 minutes? But perhaps you should make it 45 minutes because if it's 45 minutes, then there's at least a 15-minute gap before people rush to their next meeting. Even better, could it be a half-hour meeting? Does it even need to be a meeting at all? Research has certainly shown if you have meetings where people are forced to stand, typically the meetings are faster than if you're having a meeting where people are sitting down. At the moment, with so many people doing meetings online, get really clear. What are the meetings that need to be done face-to-face? Where are the meetings that it's a phone call or it's an email? Who do you really need to have in the room? What's the agenda? Very clear around start, finish times, objectives of each of the items that are on that agenda. What's the pre-work that people need to do before they walk into the room so that they're ready for the conversation? Is there a day a week when you can have no meetings? It's thinking time, reflection time. And how much notice are you giving people so that they have the time to be prepared for the meeting? And can you set the standard that if a meeting invitation is sent out and there's no explanation as to the purpose of the meeting, no clear agenda, that it's then okay to not accept the meeting? What you'll find is as you start to set standards of behaviour, it becomes easier for people to almost reinforce what's good and what's working as it comes to meetings, and also to hold each other to account so that you're all helping each other get better, more productive, and therefore more effective. Lots to think about. Take care, and I'll see you next week.